Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of WITM Season 9. It is time for Friday Night SmackDown, and we have a stat card for you in this episode featuring 3 WITM matches, the first of which being a second round matchup in the King of the Ring tournament with Corey and Queen Alpaca out of their respective King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. Cabbages is the last Falcon Claw standing in the King or Queen of the Ring tournaments. He'll be taking on a tough opponent in the phenomenal AJ Styles, which should be a fantastic battle of two amazing high-flying superstars. And then, in our second of 3 matches, we will see the tag team debut, or rather the main roster tag team debut, of Sword and Darf, the former NXT Tag Team Champions. They'll be taking on the Street Profits, part of the stable, the Pride, accompanied by the leader of the Pride, Bobby Lashley, and manager B-Fab. And then in the main event, Tiger Brown, the former NXT and NXT North American champion, will be making his main roster debut, taking on another man who loves to have gold around his waist, Kevin Owens, the prize fighter. But first up is that King of the Ring tournament matchup, a second round matchup between Cabbages, who was dominant in his main roster debut in the first round last week over Baron Corbin. Will he be able to keep his time in the King of the Ring tournament alive and defeat a tough opponent in the experienced, phenomenal AJ Styles in what should be a dream matchup between two outstanding high flyers? Who will move on to the semifinals? Will it be Cabbages or will it be AJ Styles? Let's find out and get this second round King of the Ring tournament matchup underway.
Rotten cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Grand Rapids, Michigan, weighing in at 195 pounds, Cabbages.
This place is worse than a washoe. No washoe. No washoe. Cabbages. Oh, my cabbages. Oh, my cabbages. Oh, my cabbages. My cabbages. My cabbages. My cabbages. My cabbages. You're gonna pay for this. Pay for this. Pay for this.
Keep smiling.
You don't want none.
And his opponent from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
And there's the battle. This second round King of the Ring tournament match is underway, with Cabbages starting off on the attack. He forces Styles onto the ropes and hits a leg kick. Now Cabbages tosses Styles to the outside. What does he have in mind here? Cabbages comes off the ropes and hits the tope suicida, diving to the outside onto AJ Styles. Cabbages going high risk early on, already earning "This Is Awesome" chants from the WWE Universe. Cabbages enters the ring. But Styles is there waiting and hits a attack to the back. Cabbages sends Styles into the corner. Now hits a series of strikes. And now sends Styles head first as Cabbages hits a variation of the 619. Now Cabbages forced on the ropes. Styles with a leg kick. Now Styles using the top rope to wear down the arm and elbow of Cabbages. Now Cabbages forced into the corner. Reversal by Cabbages. Styles forced into the shoulders of Cabbages, and Cabbages hits the snake eyes in the corner. And now a drop kick with Styles seated in the corner. Cabbages goes for cover. Looking to make quick work of Styles, but Styles powers out at one. Cabbages with a power bomb. Showing off some power to go with all that speed and agility. Now Cabbages with a series of strikes, ending with a Hurricane Rana. Cabbages to the middle rope, looking to take flight. And goes for the splat, but Styles is able to evade. There's a right from Styles. Irish up into the corner. Styles with a stinger splash. Cabbages kips up. Goes for a leg kick, but Styles grabs him. Now a series of elbows by Cabbages. Now leg kicks by Cabbages and a head scissors, launching Styles into the ropes and sending his body into the yellow zone. Cabbages with a sit-out powerbomb. Cabbages forces Styles onto his back and goes for cover. And gets about a 1.5 count. Styles gets to his feet. Cross body by Styles. Neckbreaker by Styles. And Cabbages is going to head to the outside to recover. Styles, he goes over the top rope with a tope suicida. And now they fight on the outside. Reversal by Cabbages, sending Styles' head into the ring apron. Cabbages getting fired up. He hits a massive elbow, sending Styles' head into the yellow zone. Cabbages' body is in the yellow zone now as well. Now a series of kicks and chops by Cabbages. And now Cabbages with a massive drop kick to the head of Styles. Now the chest of Styles in the orange zone. Cabbages back to the ring. Looking to take flight. And Cabbages, not sure what he was going for there, but not quite work out. And now Styles on the attack. Mounted punches to the head of Cabbages, sending his head into the yellow zone. Cabbages forced up. Now a calf crusher locked in, a signature maneuver of AJ Styles. Styles trying to neutralize some of the speed and agility of Cabbages. Cabbages breaks the hold quickly. Cabbages launches Styles across ringside with the Hurricane Rana, heads back to the ring. Right, a count of 5. Styles still down. Body in the red zone. Styles at risk of injury. Cabbages might be content to just take a count out victory here and advance to the semifinals of this tournament, but Styles starting to get to his feet and makes it back to the ring at the 8 count. Irish up by Cabbages. Clothesline by Cabbages. Elbow drop to the nearly injured chest of Styles, and now Cabbages looking for the mist and the punt kick. There's the mist. And the punt kick, stunning Styles. Cabbages goes for cover. Does he advance to the semifinals? Yes, Cabbages will advance to the 3rd round, the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament, and fight next week for a spot in the finals at King of the Ring.
Rotten cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is? My cabbages! My cabbages! My cabbages! My cabbages! My cabbages! This place is worse than Omashu! My Omashu!
Okay, so Cabbages gets things started off right for the Falcon Claws on SmackDown, picking up a huge victory over AJ Styles. He will advance to the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. But next up, we have the main roster debut of the former NXT Tag Team Champions, Sword and Darf. They'll be making their debut in SmackDown's Tag Team division against an established tag team in the form of the Street Profits, part of the stable The Pride, led by Bobby Lashley and managed by B-Fab, formerly of Hit Row. Will Sword and Darf be able to make a good impression in their first matchup on the main roster? Will that debut be spoiled by the experienced Street Profits, part of The Pride? Let's find out in your second of 3 WITM matches underway.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring at a combined weight of 492 pounds, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits.
And there's about the main roster debut of Darf and Sword, former NXT Tag Team Champions, is underway. Darf gets things started off for the Falcon Claws. Angelo Dawkins starts things off for the Street Profits, part of the stable The Pride. There's Dawkins with a shoulder tackle. Stomped by Dawkins. I think I might switch up the camera angle here just because this camera angle doesn't work as well for tag team. Let me switch it around a little bit till we find something good. I guess we'll just have to go with that one. And in comes Sword. Irish up into the ropes. Drop kick by Sword. Dawkins lift up on the shoulders and planted into the knee of Sword. Sword with a series of elbow strikes. And Dawkins with an arm drag. Sword lifted up. And Sword counters with a series of elbows. Dawkins with a knee to the gut. And a suplex. In comes Montez Ford. Ford with a crossbody. Sword evades the stomp. And evades a rolling kick. Sword with a massive elbow. In comes Darf. Spear to the legs of Ford by Darf and a massive big boot. And a massive elbow to the head of Ford. Darf goes for cover. And Ford powers out at one. Now a stomp to the back. In comes Sword. Sword misses with the crossbody. Ford gets behind him and goes on the attack, but Sword counters with a series of elbow strikes. Sword with a leapfrog and now catches Ford mid-run and hits a roundhouse to the gut. Sword with a massive swinging neck breaker. Dawkins wants to tag and gets it. Now B-Fab trying to run interference, but doesn't work very well, but Dawkins gets on the attack regardless. Ford still hasn't left the ring. There's a crossbody by Sword as Ford will head back to his post. Sword forced into an empty corner and sent head first into the top turnbuckle. Now Sword with a reversal. Sword with an Irish whip into another empty corner, goes for the Stinger Splash, evaded by Dawkins. Now an elbow to the head of Sword by Dawkins, and now Dawkins repeatedly slamming the head of Sword into the canvas and goes for cover. Tag team matches have been improved in 2K24, so we should see less constant pin breakups like we saw in previous years. That is good to hear. Enziguri by Sword, he goes for cover. And Dawkins powers out at one. Sword with a massive swing neck breaker. B-Fab trying to interfere again. She removes the top turnbuckle in the one of the corners. Sword plants the gut of Dawkins into his knee, and now in comes Darf. But Dawkins gets the emergency tag to Montez Ford. Ford with a massive kick. Now a right by Ford. Ford with a suplex. Neckbreaker by Ford. Ford going springboard and hits a massive DDT. Reversal by Darf with a gut punch. Darf with a massive powerbomb. And a kick to the back. And comes Sword. Irish up into the exposed turnbuckle. And now Sword going to work on the leg of Ford, trying to neutralize some of his speed and agility. And now Sword trying to lock in his submission, but broken up. DDT by Montez Ford. Now a stomp to the arm. Kick to the back. Sword kips up. And Sword is able to counter with a series of elbow strikes to the head. And now a back Pele kick by Sword. In comes Darf. Ford with a massive kick. Now comes off the ropes. And hits the frog splash. Darf with a reversal and a kick. Ford evades the stomp. And hits a DDT. And now an elbow to the head. Reversal by Darf. Reversal by Ford. Kick to the back. Attack to the arm. In comes Angelo Dawkins. Darf for the crossbody. And an arm drag by Darf. In comes Sword. Frequent tags by the Falcon Claws. Arm drag by Sword. Sword forced into the Street Profits corner, and in comes Montez Ford for a double team attack. And that will connect. Ford goes for cover. And the Street Profits nearly spoiled the debut on the main roster for Darf and Sword, but the smash continues. Massive springboard DDT by Ford. Airship into the corner. Sword with a reversal. Now Sword going springboard. They go springboard at the same time, but both men miss. Sword lifts Ford onto his shoulder. And hits the snake eyes. Now Sword lifts Ford off of the corner and plants him into the canvas. Darf tagged in. Ford recovering on the outside. Darf going tope suicida onto the entrance ramp. High risk move pays off for Darf, and now Darf makes his way back to the ring. And now goes to work on the non-legal man for the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins. And plants him onto the edge of the ring apron, stunning him. Ford forces Darf back into the ring. But there's Darf with a tombstone lung blower, stunning Ford. He goes for cover. And Dawkins is going to break that up. And now Ford with a surprise roll-up. Was catch Darf off guard. No, he powers out at one. And now a stomp to the head of Darf. And another. And now mounted punches, making a target of Darf's head. And now a knee to the head of Darf. Really trying to punish the head of Darf. Darf's body in the red zone. Massive super kick by Ford. Darf reverses with an enziguri. He's in a bad way. Chest and head in the red zone. Sword tagged in. Reversal by Ford with a roundhouse. Neckbreaker by Ford. Knee to the head of Sword. And now mounted punches. Ford continuing to attack the heads of his opponents. Now stomping away at the arm. In comes Angelo Dawkins. Crossbody by Sword. Reversal by Dawkins. Sword heads to the outside near the rest of the Pride. And Dawkins got planted into the knee of Sword. Now Sword attacking the head of Dawkins, slamming it repeatedly into the canvas. And now a massive neck breaker by Sword. Elbow drop. Dawkins forced up. into the 5 o'clock corner. Dawkins busted open. Sword wanted a double team attack, but broken up by Dawkins, who now hits a massive suplex, sending Sword into his own corner. Darf wants the emergency tag, and will get it. Dawkins thought about a tag, but elected not to after Darf came in. Trying to match power with power. Darf with mounted punches to the head of Dawkins. Each man in this match on the verge of injury. Darf looking to take flight. And he hits the splat. Darf goes for cover. And nearly secures a victory in the main roster debut of Sword and Darf, but this match will continue. Dawkins with a series of elbow strikes. Darf with a clothesline and a stomp. Now they lock up. Dawkins with a suplex. And another suplex. In comes Montez Ford. Darf with a massive big boots. Darf getting fired up as Ford starts to get to his feet. Darf grabs Ford by the neck and throws him across the ring. And now Darf tries to do it again, but this time reversal by Ford with an arm drag. Now Ford's trying to show off some power of his own. Sit out powerbomb to Darf. But Darf quickly gets back to his feet. Darf lifts Ford up by his arm and just plants him down into the canvas. And now grabs Ford by the neck again and hits a powerbomb. And now B-Fab trying to provide a distraction. Darf distracted by B-Fab at ringside, allowing Ford time to recover. And now he'll get on the attack, making the best of that distraction. Now Ford taunting Darf in the corner, telling him to bring it, but he gets the emergency tag to Sword. Ford continuing to taunt, and that gives Sword an opening to attack. Sword with a massive roundhouse to the gut of Ford, and Sword goes for cover. And Darf and Sword are going to win their main roster debuts. Ford getting a little bit cocky, and that will prove costly for the Street Profits. Okay, I'll definitely need to change the victory motions for Darf and Sword. That was definitely a female tag team victory motion. Also, I played the wrong song at the beginning, but just early season hiccups. That happens when you go a long time without recording. It is what it is, but still a great match nonetheless, and a victory in the main roster debut for Darf and Sword, and a great back and forth tag team matchup with the Street Profits. And now, last but not least, Tiger Brown will be making his main roster debut. Tiger Brown, probably the most successful of the former NXT Falcon Claws, a former NXT champion and former NXT North American champion, and came in clutch in a lot of the NXT Falcon Claws tag team battles. Now he makes his main roster debut against a former Universal champion, and a man who also calls himself the prize fighter and loves to have gold around his waist, Kevin Owens. Tiger Brown, of course, his mission is to become a world champion, in a victory in his main roster debut in the main event of SmackDown over an established veteran like Kevin Owens would go a long way towards doing that. Will Kevin Owens spoil Tiger's debut, or will Tiger's quest for gold begin with a main event victory in his SmackDown debut? Let's find out and get our third and final match of this episode underway.
waiting your turn. You might have time to speak. There barely was a lesson learned, 'cause it will return no favors back to me. I'm sure it tasted oh so sweet, but it was never good enough for me. I bit the tongue behind my teeth. It was never good enough for me. You say you always keep your word. Show me what you're after. I thought you promised me the world. Tell me what you're after. Don't wanna take it way too far, 'cause here we are, waiting once again. You say you always keep your word. Show me what you're after, just a little faster. Are mine the only eyes that see? So try to leave this cut and dry routine. Even when you're by my side, I still need time to feel the company. I'm sure it tasted oh so sweet, but it was never good enough for me.
And there's the bell. The main event of SmackDown is underway. Tiger Brown's main roster debut. And right away he has Owens on the ropes. But Owens with a reversal. Owens heads back to the ring, but there's Brown with a massive clothesline. Owens forced into the corner. And Brown with a headbutt to the gut. Owens manages to block the foot of Brown. Now Owens with a stomp to the shoulder of Brown. Now Owens comes off the corner and hits the splash. Owens with a stomp to the elbow. Owens will make a target of the arm of Tiger Brown. Again, Owens targeting the arm of Brown and the hand and fingers. Now going after the head. Attacking the head once more with mounted punches. Brown with a reversal, looking to make quick work of Owens, but he powers out quickly. Owens back on the attack. Snake eyes to the top turnbuckle. Now Owens comes off the ropes. Goes for the splash again, but this time Brown is able to evade. Brown, Irish whip to the outside. Owens biding his time before heading to ringside himself. Owens has been dominant early on. The head and arms of Brown in the yellow zone. But now Brown starting to get on the attack. Massive hammering punches to the head of Kevin Owens. Now attacking the arm, trying to give Owens a taste of his own medicine, and mounted punches as well. And reversal by Owens. Both men head back to the ring simultaneously. Owens back on the attack, but reversal by Brown. Suplex by Brown. Kick to the back. Irish whip into the ropes. Drop down by Brown. Leapfrog by Brown. And a shoulder tackle. Now Brown showing off some of that athleticism. Starting to equalize this match, sending Owens' body into the yellow zone. Now Brown with a series of suplexes. Irish whip into the ropes. Brown with a drop down and a leapfrog. Goes for a shoulder tackle, but reversed by Owens, who hits an Irish whip of his own. And hits a variation of the pop-up powerbomb. Goes for cover. Nearly spoils the main roster debut of Brown. But he's able to power out at 2. Brown on the ropes. And a headbutt sends Brown crashing down to ringside. Owens taking flight. But not enough distance. Owens nearly sent to the barricade. Elbow drop by Brown. Super kick by Brown. Sending the head of Owens into the orange zone. Now Brown targeting the leg and knee of Owens. Tries to do it again, but this time Owens is able to reverse. Brown forced up. Owens forced back to the ring, joined by Brown. Brown with a series of slams into the canvas. There is a right from Brown. Brown goes for another. Owens able to evade, then overshoots Brown as Brown continues to strike away. Owens with a reversal. Now he has Brown up on his shoulders. And Brown is able to reverse with a Hurricane Rana. Stomp to the arm. Owens stunned. Owens forced up to the ropes. There's a series of rights from Brown. And Owens suplexed over the top rope. Now Brown looking to take flight. Going high risk. Hits the frog splash. Owens with a reversal. Owens getting fired up. Brown sitting to the barricade. And now a stomp to the ankle of Brown. And an elbow to the leg. And now mounted punches. To the legs of Brown. Always trying to use tentacle offense to wear down Brown. There's a stunner on the outside. A finisher of Kevin Owens, but he must get Brown back to the ring to try to end this matchup. And now a stomp to an area of Brown that you really don't want stomped on. We're at a count of 7, and we're going to see this match end by countout. Brown sent across ringside. It's looking like Kevin Owens is likely going to get a countout victory here. As Owens starts to celebrate his likely imminent victory, Brown still on the ground, and Kevin Owens will win via countout, spoiling the main roster debut of Tiger Brown.
Kevin Owens.
Okay, and here is your results rankings update for this edition of Friday Night SmackDown. In the opening matchup, in a battle of two women who were knocked out of the Queen of the Ring tournament, Tiffany Stratton defeated Mi Shin Mia Yim. And a second round King of the Ring tournament matchup in our first of 3 WITM matches, Cabbages advances to the semifinals after he defeated AJ Styles in a good back and forth matchup. Cabbage's opponent in the semifinals for a chance to move on to the finals at King and Queen of the Ring in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia will be one of the newest members of the bloodline, Tama Tonga. Cabbages must get past Tama Tonga, who will be accompanied by the bloodline in order to make it to the King of the Ring tournament finals on pay-per-view. For some reason, the game removed that match that Tama Tonga won, but Tama Tonga did defeat LA Knight to advance. Nia Jax did not face AJ Styles. I'm not sure why that graphic is there. Nia Jax defeated Jade Cargill rather to advance to the semifinals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Bianca Belair defeated Naomi to advance, so it will be Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax in the SmackDown semi-final matchup for the right to advance to the Queen of the Ring finals in Saudi Arabia. In our second of 3 WITM matches, Darf and Sword defeated the Street Profits to win in their main roster debut, and unfortunately would not be a clean sweep for the Falcon Claws, as Kevin Owens via countout would spoil the main roster debut of Tiger Brown, defeating him. And how does that affect the rankings on SmackDown? Let's find out. The women's tag team champions are Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Number contenders, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Number 2, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Number 3, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. The WWE Women's Champion is Bayley. Number contender, Tiffany Stratton. Number 2, Naomi. Number 3, Nia Jax. Number 4, Blair Davenport. Number 5, Tamina. Number 6, Mi Shin. Number 7, Tegan Knox. The WWE Tag Team Champions are A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller. Number contenders, hashtag DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Number 2, the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. Number 3, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, representing the Bloodline. Number 4, Darf and Sword, representing the Falcon Claws. Number 4, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, representing Legado del Fantasma. Number 6, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, Pretty Deadly. Number 7, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, representing the OC. And number 8, Ashante the Adonis and Cedric Alexander. The WWE United States Champion Logan Paul, number contender, after his victory this week. Cabbages, if he can stay on a roll, may have a United States Championship opportunity in his future, which would be his first main roster championship opportunity. Number 2, Andrade. Number 3, Randy Orton. Number 4, Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 5, Apollo Crews. Number 6, Baron Corbin. Number 6, Carmelo Hayes. Number 8, Giovanni Vinci. The undisputed WWE Universal Champion, or rather undisputed WWE Champion as it's called now, is Cody Rhodes. Number contender, Kevin Owens. Number 2, AJ Styles. Number 3, LA Knight. Number 4, Bobby Lashley. Number 5, Tiger Brown. Number 6, Santos Escobar. So now we move on to the Raw side of things. We know we do not have any more Raw Falcon Claws in a King or Queen of the Ring tournament, but could we still potentially see them in action on the next edition of Raw? We will find out in just a moment. And yes, we will have 2 WITM matches on the next edition of Raw. The first of which will be another continuation of the rivalry between the Judgment Day and the Raw Falcon Claws, as it will be Finn Balor and JD McDonough representing the Judgment Day, taking on Ye Rock and Alec Winterborn of the Raw Falcon Claws. I know I promised Ye Rock and Alec Winterborn versus the Awesome Truth, as was originally scheduled on last week's Raw card on this Raw card. However, the Awesome Truth will be defending their World Tag Team Championships against the New Catch Republic, so I had to find different opponents for Ye Rock and Alec Winterborn. The only one that really made sense would be the Judgment Day. So Alec Winterborn and Ye Rock make their return to Raw's Tag Team Division against old rivals, the Judgment Day. And then we will see Corey, fresh off of his loss last week, knocking him out of the King of the Ring tournament, looking to bounce back, but he has a huge obstacle in more ways than one standing in his way of bouncing back. Big Bronson Reed, on what should be a good hoss battle between 2 big men. But that is going to do it for episode number 4. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single moment of WITM action. Check out the links in the description, including our WITM Discord, where you can talk WITM, or perhaps become a WITM member yourself. Check out our Twitch channels, where we stream nearly every evening, either Call of Duty or Pokemon content. And check out our sponsor, W Energy, where you can use our coupon codes in the description and receive 10% off of your order. Until Monday Night Raw, where the Judgment Day and the Falcon Claws face off once again, a tag team battle where Finn Balor and JD McDonough will take on Ye Rock and Alec Winterborn. And we have a hoss battle between 2 big men, Corey and Big Bronson Reed. This is Corey with WITM God Wrestling, signing off.